All right, boys. A little over a month removed from the fateful day, March 8th, 2022, the Tuesday in which Russell Wilson was traded to the Denver Broncos, I have reached the fifth stage of grief. I have accepted what has occurred. I have accepted that Russell Wilson is no longer a Seahawk, and it is time to look towards the future. It is time to look forward. Who will be the Russ replacement? Who will be the future of the quarterback position for the Seattle Seahawks? And today, in my quest to find my favorite option, I'm going to be taking a look at probably the most popular, yet the most polarizing option, Malik Willis. Now, let me say outright, I have done quite a bit of research on Malik Willis. I have watched game tape on my own. I have watched highlights on my own. I've watched people break him down and collected everyone's opinions along with mine to get a general idea and a general answer of if I believe the Seattle Seahawks should draft Malik Willis. And let me tell you, I will straight up say no. I do not believe this is a great option for the Seattle Seahawks, and that is for one main reason. Malik Willis is going to go in the first round, maybe even early first round. He could go number 2 to the Lions. He could go number 8 to the Falcons. But I do not believe that this is a first round quarterback draft class. I think 2023, next year's draft class, is a first round type of quarterback draft class. But this year, the quarterbacks are pretty hit or miss, it looks like. And the ones that aren't, really big gambles aren't really the highest of talent currently. So I don't believe this is a draft where you take a quarterback in the first round and are happy with it. It is kind of a desperation pick to get a quarterback in the first round in this draft class. Of course, someone like Malik Willis could make you look like an absolute genius for taking him in the first round, but he could make you look like an absolute idiot. And here is why. I believe Malik Willis is a high-risk, high-reward type of pick. He's got a high ceiling, but a super low floor. He has the potential to be great, but he also has the potential to be terrible. And there are a lot of reasons for this. One, let's talk about the pros. We know Malik Willis is incredibly athletic. He can move. He can run. He can make people miss. He's got an incredible arm. We saw it in the pro day. That man was throwing incredible passes. He had so much arm strength. Maybe he doesn't have the touch that Russell Wilson has when it comes to the deep pass. You see him kind of overthrow some guys in the combine and the pro day, but he definitely has the arm. It's definitely there. He can extend plays for better or for worse. He can run very, very well, but will it translate to the NFL? There are a lot of things that he does fantastic, right? But there are a lot of things that he has issues with, and let me get into those. Now, obviously, he's young, he can grow, he can learn, but he might not be a year one starter, a plug-and-play type of guy. I believe the red flags outweigh what he does incredibly well, especially for him as a first-rounder. If he makes it to the second round, if he is there at pick 41 somehow, I believe we should take him. But in the first round, anywhere from pick 9 to pick 20, I don't think that it's worth it, even if we trade down to get Malik Willis. So let me tell you what I think is wrong with Malik Willis. One, the common consensus from a lot of the breakdowns that I've seen, he does not read the field well. He is a first, maybe second read type of quarterback or run. He'll look at the first two guys. If they're not wide, butt naked open, he's not throwing to them. He's getting out of the pocket, right? And also, there are two things that I have seen that are very concerning to me that kind of coincide with each other. First, he does not anticipate well. He waits for his receiver to be open before he throws it. He does not anticipate his receiver to get open off of a cut. And secondly, which I believe kind of ties into this, is he refuses to throw to the middle of the field. Look at this incredible chart from Pro Football Focus on Malik Willis. Look at this. He does not like to throw to the middle whatsoever. Now, I have an idea why that is. Because if you're not able to read or anticipate well your receiver getting open, you're going to look for your receiver to gain distance on the man outside. You're not going to be looking at someone who is about to make a cut and anticipate him to get open because you're not good at anticipating. But I think on the outside, you can see your guy gain that step, and then you say, okay, I know my receiver can keep on gaining speed and gaining space with his speed. But over the middle, it seems like he is scared to throw, or he prioritizes looking on the outside so he can see his receiver have that step so he doesn't have to kind of assume that he'll get open. He knows that he'll continue to gain that space. I think that that's an issue, especially last year we saw with Russell Wilson. I don't know if it was a Russell Wilson problem, a play caller problem, or something like that, but I do believe Geno threw to the middle a lot more than Russell Wilson did in the few games that he played. Russell Wilson didn't like throwing to the middle unless it was a deep pass over the middle after a play action type of thing. But Russell Wilson kind of had the same issue. We didn't really throw a lot of slants. We didn't get DK Metcalf in the catch and run scenarios that I really want to see him in. We didn't get Dwayne Eskridge involved too much. We didn't use Gerald Everett to the best of our abilities. It's something that I did not enjoy watching, and I think Malik Willis, if he were to get drafted to the Seahawks and thrown in on day one, we would see that same exact issue, and that is something that I do not enjoy the thought of, right? But obviously those are some issues. He doesn't read well, he doesn't anticipate well, refuses to throw over the middle. Those are three things I'm not very happy with, especially with a guy in the first round. That's why I believe he is a boom or bust type of player. He has the big arm, he has the athleticism, but there are a lot of issues that aren't going to be super easy to fix, right? Some more issues. He scrambles to run, not to throw. You see it in the highlights. You see it in his game tape, right? He scrambles, and he doesn't really look downfield too well. And this kind of coincides with another thing that is on my cons list is he makes bad decisions. When he does scramble to throw, instead of scrambling to try and get yards and try and run for the first down, he doesn't keep his eyes downfield very well. Obviously in his highlights, you see those plays where he scrambles around, looks incredible, and then he makes some crazy 40-yard dime. But then when you watch the game tape, he does that, and then the next time he tries to do something like that, he throws it into triple coverage. He doesn't make incredible decisions consistently. He kind of reminds me of Jameis Winston. He can throw the ball. He has arm talent, but he seems to just have issues with picking who he wants to throw to. He could have a wide open guy, like having a deep slant or like a deep post coming wide open, like 15, 20 yards downfield, right? He'll look straight into his eyes, and then he'll decide to scramble out and then throw it into triple coverage. And it's those kind of things that make me think, like, how is this guy projected in the first round? Like, you see the talent, but when he does stuff like this, it really does not make me want the Seattle Seahawks to take him, right? Final thing, which I'm not going to say this is a big issue, but it's something that could definitely feed into, some of the positive that we have seen, is he plays at a lower level of competition than some other players in this draft, right? He's playing at Liberty. And I don't know a ton about college football, but he's not playing those top guys. He's not playing Alabama. He's not playing Georgia, right? He's playing lower level competition. So when you see him being an incredible runner, breaking like 4 or 5 tackles every single play, that's not going to slide in the NFL, right? There are some incredible tacklers in the NFL and some guys that are probably going to make him fumble if he tries to run like he does in college, right? And also you see the issues with him anticipating. That's something that maybe you can get by in college if you throw a little bit later than you should. But in the NFL, if you wait until your receiver's open to throw it, you're getting picked off. That's a pick six to the house every single time. And I think that's something, even though I'm not going to put too much weight on it, it's something that you have to take into account, right? All the incredible running that he does, making people miss, making people, try to tackle him. They just fall off of him in the backfield, and then he makes incredible throws. You won't see that in the NFL too much because they're going to be able to tackle him. They're going to get him down. There are not a lot of guys that you can break tackles on in the NFL. And then, of course, you try to make those big plays. If you throw it into double, triple coverage, it's not going to be batted down all the time. It's going to be picked most likely. So, yeah, I mean, Malik Willis, I can 100% agree with people that he can definitely potentially be incredible. He could be that Patrick Mahomes type of pick, but he could also be a terrible pick. He could be a guy that comes in, he can never fix his anticipation. He doesn't read well. He just never really fixes the issues because he has so much raw talent. He just doesn't focus on everything else that he needs to fix. He could be a guy that I think would find a lot of success, and this is a common consensus, of sitting behind a good quarterback for a few years. But I don't think this is someone who can come in and fix the Seattle Seahawks quarterback issue within 1 year. I would much rather have Drew Lock on the field or draft somebody in the second round. Someone I really like right now, but I'm going to be doing a little bit more research on, is Desmond Ritter. If he falls to 41 or whatever our second round pick is, I would love to have him. He looks a lot more NFL ready. He is still very mobile. He's 6'3". He's tall. There's a lot of good things about Desmond Ritter. Obviously, he still has his cons as well. But when it comes to the cons list, I think Malik Willis is one of the quarterbacks that has the most glaring issues. But also what he does well, he does so incredibly well that it kind of overtakes what issues he could possibly have because you see the potential of what he can do with how much talent he has. It's just very polarizing, but he is definitely a very popular. He is a big name going into this draft, and I'm going to be very interested to see where he goes. But when it comes to the first round, especially at pick 9, there are a lot better guys, in my opinion, that the Seattle Seahawks could go for. We're going to probably have either Sauce Gardner or Derek Stingley. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. We'll maybe have Evan Neal at our pick. If that is there, we better take him. Cross, there are a very good offensive linemen. There's some great pass rushers early on. I think Thibodeau is falling in the draft because of some weird stuff people are talking about. Johnson the third, he's someone that is a very high-level pass rusher that could possibly be at our pick. There are a lot of options, and you're almost guaranteed to get a very solid player either on the offensive line, the defensive line, or corner in this draft. I mean, I just don't think this is a first-round quarterback draft, especially for a team like the Seahawks where we're not desperate. Obviously Drew Lock isn't a great option, but he can suffice with what we have. We're probably going to go back to a play tough defense, run the ball a lot type of team. And I'm kind of excited for that. Obviously I love to see Russell Wilson sling the rock, but without Russell Wilson, I think going to a more run-heavy type of game again could work well for us. So that's my thoughts. I do not believe the Seattle Seahawks should take Malik Willis unless somehow, some way he falls to the second round. But that's just my opinion. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about Malik Willis. Should the Seattle Seahawks take him at 9? I think someone like Sauce Gardner, maybe Evan Neal, Trevor Penning. There's a lot of guys that I'd rather have at 9 than Malik Willis. If he even does make it there, there's a chance that he could go number 2. But like I said, let me know down below in the comments what you think about this. Who should the Seattle Seahawks take at number 9? I'm going to keep looking at a bunch of different options and probably make individual videos or at least position group videos for who the Seahawks should take at number 9 because we got a little bit over 2 weeks. It's coming up. The draft is coming up, and I'm excited. But like I said, let me know down below in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a great day.